Hello folks, I hope everybody's doing well. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Have a lot to be thankful for. Today I'll be talking about why I created this Nat King Cole channel. Before we get started, please take a moment to like and subscribe to the channel. Click that bell icon to get new video updates. Let's get started. The reason why I started this channel had a lot to do with me being a fan of Nat King Cole and keeping his legacy alive. I've been a fan of his since I was in my 20s. Now I'm 59 years old, and I still am a great fan of his music. Great fan of him as a person. I enjoy his music. The reason why I became a fan, it had a lot to do with his daughter Natalie. In 1991, she came out with an album called Unforgettable with Love, and she had done all his classic songs. And I listened to the songs and I enjoyed them. And one day I decided, man, I want to listen to the real ones, the original, the ones that he did. And the first album I bought was like a greatest hits album. I went to like an antique store. I think I paid like $1 for the album, and I really enjoyed it. And it just kind of took off from there. Over time, I started doing my research on Nat. It was very little research that I can find at that time, but it took a while over the years to get more info about him. And it was just something that I enjoyed. I started researching and looking into basically the musicians that he worked with, where he recorded at, the studio. Became a fan of Capitol Records. I started looking into his producer, Lee Gillette. I noticed that he worked with numerous arrangers in his lifetime. One of my favorites was Nelson Riddle. At the beginning of his albums, I think I bought the Unforgettable CD. That album was known for using different arrangers and producers, but overall it is a good album. As far as his arrangers, I have my favorites. Now leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Overall, the arrangers that I have on my list is Gordon Jenkins number 1, Nelson Riddle number 2, Ralph Carmichael number 3, Billy May number 4, and one other arranger that I put that I felt like Nat should have worked with a little bit more, but he didn't, is Richard West. Richard West worked with Bobby Darin a lot, quite a bit. He did a couple albums when Bobby Darin was at Atlantic Records and then when he was at Capitol. As far as Nat as a person, I know he was born in 1919 in Montgomery, Alabama. I know his father was a preacher, his mother was a pianist. That's where he learned how to play the piano, basically from her. And then I think he was self-taught or he took some lessons. I know he had a sister named Eddie Mae. She passed away very young. I think she got sick with pneumonia, never recovered. And then he has a sister named Evelyn. And then you have Ike and Freddie. Evelyn is no longer with us. Freddie passed away a couple of years ago. Ike passed away in 2001. And Eddie passed away in 1970. I didn't know like Nat's favorite drink was scotch. I know he was a good family man. I know he wasn't perfect. We all are not perfect. I know he had his insecurities. I know he loved his kids. Never hear talk about much about his son, Nataliecole Cole. I know he was an actor. He passed away of AIDS. And he had Natalie. That was the one that stood out the most. And then you had Carol, which was Maria's sister's daughter. And then the twins. Overall, to me, I think he was one of the great jazz pianists. He was a pretty good musician overall. He was good at his craft. That's basically my story on why I created this channel. As always, please like and subscribe. Click the bell icon to get new video updates for all things Nat King Cole and more. And I'd like to give a shout out to my person who helped me along the way with, learning more about Nat and giving me all the information that I need. He doesn't like to be talked about, but we'll just go as JT. He knows who I'm talking about. And as always, like Nat said, try to make the best of it, because once you're dead, brother, life ain't worth living. Have a good evening. Bye.